What the frick? Thank you. Jesus Christ, did Valorant 1-for-1 that? Wow, Valorant. Jesus. Thank you so much, everyone. Valorant's matching gift subs. That's. I mean, they're going wild. Yeah. It's doing something weird. Hold on. It's doing something. Oh, here it is. It's already on here. I just have it hidden. LOL. Where did you go? Where did it go? Hello? Why did it disappear? New URL? Question mark. Okay. I'll go fuck myself, I guess. Thank you so much. What's going on? This is a lot of stuff. I don't know how behind it is. It's like, why are there 100 sources on this page? But it's because there's like bingo and all sorts of other shit happening. Bingo's happening? What? Maybe Stream Elements is fucked right now? Because the browser source is there, but it keeps disappearing. Like, I'm not touching it, and it's doing that. Typical. It's Rodney's fault. Alright, let me do one more thing, and then I will be ready. 1 second. Will we beat our previous hype train record or something? I don't know. It's possible. Is there instrumental Christmas? There has to be. Christmas instrumental. 2024 version. Oh my goodness. The Women of a White Christmas? Is this the wrong one already? Oops. I need to move. It's not Jingle Jam anymore. Sad face. Sub count work on this page? Holy shit! Thank you so much, everybody. Also, Valorant is gifting subs with the other subs. So you're getting bonus subs, which is wild and wacky. Hello, it's Merry Christmas, everyone. Hello, it's Merry Christmas. What a Christmas. What a Christmas it is. Thank you. I've got my crimbo jumper on. My pajamas. My hair, thank you. My, how's my camera doing? I feel like I could adjust my... that. Yeah. If that made any difference. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Are you having a good Christmas? Did you do all your Christmas stuff already? Or do you have more Christmas to do? Tell me. I need to know. The Leeds Dogger. Thank you, Wurzelcraft. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Hello, Timothy and Collior. More Christmas to do, but it's just food. Nice. Sick sweater. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did it yesterday. Had bad stomach pain for 7 hours. That just means you need some mashed potatoes in your belly. And you need to do it, you need to have a roll, a bread roll, and then fill that with mashed potatoes and make a mashed potato sandwich. I think the alerts are broken. I think Streamlabs is broken right now. It's like, why am I moved off? What is that? Streamlabs might be broken. Wow, Wozy, wow. Thank you so much, everybody. That's a lot going on. Holy shit. Thank you very much. I'm so fucking Rudolph went beach picnic all day. My nose is burnt as fuck. Oh yeah, cause you're upside down or whatever. You need sunscreen. Did you get the new PC working? Oh, well, boy, oh boy, we will chat about that. Let me add it to my chat list. New PC. Alright. Hanukkah's just starting. Massive W. Happy Hanukkah. Happy all of the other holidays. I'm not versed on my Hanukkahs or my other holidays or Christmas really even at all. New PC. Well, ho ho. Stop right there, princess. We'll get to that. Let me thank everybody. The hype train is still going. It's got a minute left. If we get level 25, we can get Hey Hey Guys, and it's the person doing this. And level 50 is the PogChamp snake doing a lot of bites. He's pop champing or whatever. Who even are these people on this? I don't know. Alright, Doom is significant order on Christmas. Amazing. I know level 50 is far away. We're on level 10. Sorry for believing in a Christmas miracle. Verkiel, thank you very much for the tier 3 and the 40 months. Fares, thank you for the tier 2, 44 months. Fav, thanks for the 51 months. Morton, thank you so much. You can see the chickens are on their cat tree. Look at them. Aren't they great? Thanks, Starlight Sparkle. Fav, thanks for the 51 months. Lauren, thanks for the 55 months. Rose, thank you for the 40 months. Miles, thank you for the 21 months. Hype Chest, open it. I got Hype Coco. That's kind of cute for Crimbo. Some people got Hype Santa. How come Twitch does not know how to make emotes transparent? They do not know how to alias it or whatever. They don't know. Verkiel, 50 gifted subs. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you. I hope you're having a good Christmas. Valorant gifted 21 subs with those 50. That's wild. T-Cozy, thank you for the tier 2 and the 40 months. Biteboard, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And a sub from Valorant. Thank you. Jetson, thank you very much for the 9 months. Zed, thank you for the tier 3 and the 41 months. Andy, I'm live. I live. I'm live. Dear Master, thank you very much for the 4 months. Uncle Ninja, Kevin, thank you for the tier 3. Thank you. And for the 28 months. Biteboard, thanks for gifting 5 subs earlier as well. Thank you. Stu, thank you very much for the tier 2 and the 25 months. Jeton, thank you for gifting a sub. Uncle Ninja, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Bjorn, thank you so much for the 32 months. Nyaron, thank you for the 37 months. Hold on, I'm getting thirsty now. I'm thirsty. Tumbuskin, thank you so much for the tier 2 and the 3 years. Ratboy, 33 months. Ratboy, we can play games again after I'm done. Miles, thank you for the giant emote of... Who is that? I don't know who that is. Captain Ben, thank you very much for the tier 3 and the 48 months. The chickens, dude. The chickens. Tumbuskin, I'm saying thank you again. Gamers, thank you very much for the 33 months. Lihil, thank you so much for the 8 months. Hire a small Lebanese child to read out the subs for you. He needs his small Lebanese Christmas, though. Not on Christmas. Matt Sparks, thank you for the 46 months. Tommy, thanks for gifting a sub. To Ross. Scott, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Not enough to do here, getting bored. Well, I'm glad. Here I am. We're just gonna chill and do silly, whatever. Who knows? For a little bit. Super Scoober, thank you very much for the 6 months. Biteboard, thanks again for the 5 gifted subs. Tayloron, thanks for the 58 months. Jeton, thanks for gifting a sub to Satanic. Miles, thank you again for the 5 gifted subs. Andra Vanderkar, thank you so much for subscribing. No problem, here I am. Oh my, Christmas Brian. Christmas Brian. Christmas Brian. There he is. T Cozy, thanks for the bits. Zero Master, thanks for gifting 5 subs. Hey, really, thank you so much for the 11 months. Morton, thank you for the tier 3 and the 54 months. And I think I'm caught up with everyone. I think so. Goodness gracious, there's the Christmas Brian. I need a haircut. My fringe is too long. I hope everyone's having a good Christmas. Mr. Brian and Gilgamesh had their Christmas present. Andy, thanks for the 64 months. What a huge number. They are both on the cat tree. Just, this one? No, this one. They're both up there. Gilgamesh is on the very top. Brian is on the second one down. I love the cat tree, dude. Oh my god, that scared me. I was like, Gilgamesh is falling off. Miles' goal? Well, there it is. You know how it be. Oh, it's been a while since Chris... Oh, a kiss for the Brian? Okay. Does anyone have a Gilgamesh kiss they want to get out of the way too, so I can just do both at once? No pressure. Another Miles goal. Wait to do it. Look at Mr. Hawaiian. Okay, there we go. We got two. We got two. Okay, I will have to figure out how to kiss him all the way up there, but I will try. This one is very baby, so he can sit with Doink. Hi, mommy now. He's been so baby, dude. He's so baby now. And I've been playing, video game Valorant. He just sits here and just sleeps the whole time. Because he's actually so freaking baby. He's so baby. Valorant, whatever it's called. I gotta say that because they're gifting subs. Look at this man. He's doing his purring, but he's... Look, Stormy typed in the chat. Gilgamesh is so baby. Like, he wants to be around me at all times. Look at him go. There he is. When I'm playing Marble Rivals, he'll bother me for a moment, but it's just because he wants to sit here. He's holding my hand. The cats did get a Christmas gift. I'm trying to think what the best way for my leg is to be so that he's comfortable. Mr. Chicken, Mr. Baby. Ugh. There we go. He's a good man. So the chickens got a gift. They got one of those running wheels. And they were going absolutely nuts on it with a toy. And then they were both on it, and Gilgamesh was running around on it a lot. And then he got out of it, and then Brian was on it by himself, and Brian was going so fast. So then, I think because it does make noise, like it's got noise to it, nothing too wild, but it was making noise, so Gilgamesh I think he got afraid of it, so he was just walking around the house meowing, like, until I picked him up. And then, so I stopped playing with Brian on the wheel, and so then Brian started meowing at me because he was like, I'm not done playing. So one was crying because he wanted it to stop, and one was crying because he wanted to keep going. My Void Kitty Reggie sees other Void Kitties perplexed. Gilgamesh is just, he's so freaking baby, dude. Mother, the wheel perturbs me. He was like walking around the house complaining. Look, he's got his little paws are like this. Isn't that right, Mr. Baby? He's purring. Nice little man. And then, I think, did I say it on someone's stream? The other night, for bedtime. So for bedtime, I get in bed, and then I'm on my phone for a little bit, and then the cats will come in at some point. And they are just like, want cuddles right away. And they stare at me and breathe heavy in my face. You putting the leggy. You putting the leggy. Oh, if a Gilgamesh on the main channel. There it was. Darren, thanks for the 47 months. I hope you're having a best Christmas with your little break too. But he just was like drooling so much. They fight over who cuddles closest. No, they're pretty good about, like, they're tolerant of each other. They don't really fight. Except I did put catnip on the floor earlier, and they were both rolling in it, and then they were pissed off. Annie will demand that you go to bed and then lay on you immediately. Yeah, they kind of do that as well, though, because when I've been staying up late playing games, they're, like, coming in here and just fucking tearing shit up to the point where I'm like, you idiots. And then so I've got to get in bed, and then they're just doing cartwheels on the bed. It's little leggy. Little leggy. Just brighten him up at all? Leggy? Little man? But yeah, they got their running wheel. Ray got so many gifts, wanted to open all the gifts and rip the paper up. Yeah, Gilgamesh went in the box for the running wheel, and I'm sure he will like it and get used to it. But I think just with how loud it was, because Brian was like they were galloping on there. They were really going at it. Oxman, he hold me. He hold me. He also does this thing that I think is so funny, and it's kind of like the making biscuits thing, except when he's lying down, he lays on his side a lot, and he'll just like clench his fist. And I think he's like, sometimes he does it if like a toy goes near him or something, like he's gonna grab it, but he just clenches his fist, and it makes me laugh so much. And it's always whichever fist is closest to the floor, like whichever leg he's lying down on. And he just clenches his little fist, and it's so funny. Watch muted autofilling my own cat purr noise in my brain. He's purring. He's very baby. He is so baby. But yeah, he was drooling so much the other night while I was petting him, that the drool was just like all over his chest while I was petting him as well. Mr. Baby! He likes, they like being squidged. You like to be squidged, Mr. Baby? He got some of my makeup on his nose earlier, and then he was offended, as he was sleeping here while I was doing my makeup. And so I was putting on the foundation, and I let him smell it, because I let them smell like everything, like when I get the groceries and everything too. And he smelled it, but he got too close to it, so he got makeup on his nose. So there's just a little lighter colored bit on his nose where he got the makeup on it. Well, he got the makeup on it. Oh, what a baby. Sweet baby. Sweet chicken. Good boy. They're both really good babies. And Brian, he will follow me all over. And he meows at me too. Oh, sorry, Mr. Baby. He wants to lay more baby. Want to lay more baby, Mr. Chicken? He's just a chicken. Look at his glowing bald spot. Alex, thanks for the 42 months. Yes, Mr. Baby. Oh, he's still watching. Making the biscuits on the hand. I'm making the biscuits. I'm making the biscuits. Oh, and the yawning. He is actually such a freaking baby, though. And they go on the 2nd to go get their neutering. Yeah, they've got their little personalities. It's great. Labodo, thanks for gifting to Syrian Alderoth. What, Mr. Baby? Are you drooling? He is. Oh my gosh, Mr. Chicken, that's so nasty. Hopefully you can tell there's a cat on my lap. Dill balls will go. Starting the yield with a bang. I feel very lucky though, because I feel like they're both just like so good. And they're so, like, lovey-dovey. Is this your own hair sticking out between your feet? Because that's a very long white hair. Oh, it was Brian's. We're making the biscuits! Look at him. He's just a baby, dude. I'm glad that he's not... I'm glad they're not like... Because I know a lot of cats also just... They like to just exist and be left alone and then just get food when it's food time. Oh, you pulling my hand. But they're like... They look for me all the time. They follow me around. Gilgamesh always wants to be on my lap. Brian, they've both fallen in the bathtub now, like 3 times each. Their little feet are here now. Because they just... Oh my god, he's stretching the foot so I can scratch it. The beans are there. Walkie, thanks for the 31 months. Merry Christmas. Yes? Is this comfortable for you, sir? Oh, he itched the face. He's a good man. What are your leggies doing? What do you got the leggies? Who does have the leggies? He likes his feet scratched, though. And then that's usually he'll... Look, he stretch it. Oh my goodness. He's just silly, dude. Look, he's stretching the beans out. Because he likes to get scratched between them. You want the beans scratching? Oh, that's a scratching the beans, Mr. Baby. What a man. What a little man. Multicolor Roses, thanks for gifting 5 subs. Willard, happy Festag. Don't know if the Gilgamesh. Gotta talk to the Alright, Mr. Gilgamesh, I can't hear you. He's just holding on to it. Goodness gracious. A little baby child. Baby cat. My leg's gonna fall asleep, though. I didn't really have anything planned for today. I just thought it would be nice to, show up. Got my... Feed Brian his wet food alarm. I'll just snooze that. To sleep. Have they bought you any presents yet? No. Except for freaking poopies, dude. Always the poopies. Always the freaking poopies. The stinkiest ones as well. Stinky duties, dude. Stretching the leggy. And then the other morning, I was cleaning the poopy from the morning. Or from the night. One poopy in there. They both got in as I scooped the poopy out. And poopied again. Both of them at the same time, face to face. See you, Jetson. Have a good day. When they get sick and don't poop for a bit, you will pray for poop. Pray for poop. They just, I don't know, they just got some stinky little duties, dude. Just stinky. Maybe because they're babies. Stinky, poopy baby. Duty, nasty. Those stinkers. What else have I been doing? So we had Jingle Jam. That was really nice. Thank you everybody for the support for the Autistica campaign that we did, because we got over 30k and I won poker. Hell yeah. Were you expecting that? I wasn't. When Lydia had the hand that I thought was better than me, I just was like, I was happy for her because I was like, oh, of course I love Lydia. I was like, man, like, I feel like I never get to win anything. And so then when I won, I think that was part of what made me feel more emotional too, was I was like, I get to win something? I want to win stuff. I want to win. But then it was really nice. The script for poker is so good because y'all don't even know who won when it happens. I know, oh my gosh. You ultra lost poker only to ultra win it later. I know. Oh my god. Also, someone said that my look for Bellend was great. Thank you very much. I was frozen solid because I was dumb, and even though I had a coat, I wasn't wearing it for a little bit because I was like, oh, I need to go on soon, so I don't want to have to be fussing with my coat to take that off. And also I was holding that cold ass glass of Ribena the whole time too. Ivan, thanks for the 58 months. He's stretching the leggy again. You won, that means you wouldn't have lost if Lydia won that hand anyways. I see. So, the behind the scenes for that Bellend, which also, like, I really recommend if you get any Christmas money or you have any extra that you want to do, all the behind the scenes shit for the Bellend is like so crazy extensive. You can pay the like membership fee and then just binge as much stuff as you want and cancel it, so you only pay for a month. I voiced the engine in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I don't even remember what he sounds like. The Director's Roundtable members video was awesome. Yes, I really liked that too. And the extended versions. But the funny thing is with so with the way that they did it is there is a show that is not like this one at all. But in that one it's like comedians and they all do like skits and stuff. And then I need to put my leggy down because it's falling asleep. They all do skits, and then like I feel like the evidence in the crime solving is sort of like second to like the silly shit. Montgomery and Justin, hello, Merry Christmas. Yeah, and Coffee with Boba. But I hadn't seen the show that it was based on until afterwards. And then after I did the react video, I watched it. And I was like, oh shit. Like, we nailed that. Because it was, like, it's really good. And the show is really good, too. But the way that it worked was, originally I got asked to be Ross's position. And then it was potentially going to be Angry Tom. Tom Clark was going to be Mark Humes's this guy. Mark Humes's role. And then they switched it around. And so they were like, we've got a character for you to play. And my character, since they weren't a suspect, I could improvise a bit more, and I had like a script that was like, it was like lines that I could say, but I didn't have to memorize them except for make sure that I make the car noise, and make sure that I don't contradict, and then there was a small list, and it was like, don't contradict that clowns don't know how to spell, don't contradict that clowns can't drive, or that Chuckles Bongo didn't have a car, and don't contradict like a few other things. So it was like, other than that, make sure that you mention that he did it for free, pro bono, and then make sure that you mention the car and to make a car noise. So I was like, okay. So then they were like, oh, do you need a costume or anything? And I was like, oh, I'm thinking of just dressing. I was like the mom from Beetlejuice. And I had my own clothes that I sort of got. And so I already had like a black dress and some of the clothes that I was wearing, but I bought that like weird like sheer nightgown thing. And then when I was there, I was like, is it okay if I do a silly accent? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. And then they were like, oh, we've given everyone something to hold because it's just a good way of, like, I guess with acting or whatever, if you have a prop, like, it's helpful. So they're like, we've got a glass of wine for you. You don't have to drink from it or anything. And it's just Ribena. And so they put some Ribena into the glass, and it was like maybe a quarter of the way full. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I want to ask them if I can fill this up all the way and spill it on purpose as part of a gag. But I was like, oh, but I don't want to, like, take away from, you know, I don't want to be, like, annoying and be like, oh, I have an idea or anything like that. And so I thought about it a little bit before I went on. And then I asked Alex Turner, and I was like, Alex, can we fill this cup up to where it's basically spilling? And then is it okay if I spill it all over the table as I'm gesturing? And he was like, actually, that's a great idea. And so me and Alex filled up the wine glass. And then in the director's commentary, you hear Matt's talk about it. And no one else knew that that was going to happen because we came up with it, like, right before. And so when I did it, I think Matt and Tom Hazel were laughing. And so then, like, I think Tom Hazel's camera was still or something, and Matt's was shaking from him laughing. But also, Mark Humes, like, the first one I did got wine on his clothes, and also he wasn't expecting it. So if you watch the extended cut, you can see Mark Humes breaking character a bit because he was not expecting it. And then also, of course, Dav probably didn't know either. And Dav was just face down in a cake for like an hour or longer with a breathing tube. You like my hair? Thank you very much. But Mark did great. Ross was great for that role, I think. I don't know if we'll be doing it again or not, but it was really good. It was just a fun time. Like, it was so cool to see all the behind the scenes stuff. Humus, thank you very much for subscribing. And I wanted some cake, but oh my gosh, if you look at the table, there was the cake, there was pigs in a blanket, there was party rings and all of that. And we had been snacking on a lot of it. But then also, like, afterwards, of course, I spilled Ribena all over everything. And it was, like, undiluted Ribena. Like, it was just pure Ribena. Because I took a sip at one point because I got a little bit thirsty. And then I was like, I knew it's supposed to be diluted and that it wasn't. But I was like, well, I'm very thirsty and it's the only thing that I have. So I'm just going to have a sip. And I was like, wow, that is very strong. They're not joking when they say it. I've also done that with lemonade. Like, I have some cloudy lemonade, and I always forget to dilute that because you're supposed to as well. Or at least the one that I've got. Darthas, thank you very much for the 2 months. Yeah, Ben started doing little art projects and stuff. Someone else pointed out, and this wasn't in the script, was that when when Mark points to the knife in Dav's back, when Ross is like, how did he die? Ben goes, oh, and then he takes a picture of it as if he didn't realize when he's doing the crime scene photography that it was there. And that was improvised from Ben as well, which it's cool to watch the director's table because they do talk a lot of the stuff that was improvised. Because, like, Ravs and Lydia and Trot, a lot of their stuff was scripted because they had to make sure that they were saying the right things. Except, of course, Ross doesn't know what's going on, so they can only kind of guess what he's going to say. So there was, like, a lot of other improv that they had to do. And then what else? And then the extended cut also, you can see that. So I was not a suspect. I was just, like, an extra character, basically, that was giving Ross, like, vital information. But Ross was, like, so convinced Ross questioned me the most out of like all of the suspects, I think. And it was from just my like, because I was improving pretty much everything. And so except I did have to mention that we did hide and seek, and then we waited for a long time and he never came out. He never came to find us. And so then I was like, and that's when we found him dead. And so when I said that, I was like, I've got the kids hiding in the cupboard. And Ross was so convinced that probably, first of all, that I did it. Because you can see in the extended one, he questions me so much that Mark has to kind of like correct him to be like, listen, like, she's not a suspect. Like, you don't need to question her this much. And he's like, what about those kids she's got them locked in a cupboard? And Mark is like, that's not our case. Let it go to the next case. And then there's also, a moment in the extended one, because Luke was playing a police officer on the scene as well. And there was, I noticed while we were doing our scene towards the end of it, there was a popped balloon on the table that looked like a broken condom. And so I saw it, and this was not in the script at all or anything. So this was completely like, no one knew this would happen either. But I was like, oh, it looks like a condom. I want to say something. So then I did. So I was like, does that belong to one of you guys? And so then there were small dick jokes, and they said it was Luke's. But it was really funny, and that didn't make it to the final cut. But it is, I'm pretty sure, in the extended one, which I haven't watched yet. But the director's table thing is so good. Like, they talked about the lighting and everything, and the script, and just all the behind the scenes. And their reactions to things, too, that they didn't know were going to happen. So I need to watch the full one of those, too, because it was really good. But it was also just exciting. Like, it felt like making an actual show, you know, because we do make some higher production things, but they're more like improv, where this was like scripted in a way. I was so nervous to do it too, like right as I was supposed to go on, because I was like, oh my god, like I want to make sure that I say the things I need to say, even though I don't have a script to memorize. But it was really good. Hello, Dark Beacon. Yeah, it was a great time. Gilgamesh, Mr. Baby. Mido, thanks for the tier 2 and the 38 months. Seems spoiled that Ross got it right the first time, but they decided to make him get it wrong, so it seemed funnier. I see. I wonder if Ross knew because of the clues, or if he just was like, usually this character is pretty suspicious in a crime show. Because Lewis also guessed it right, but I think Lewis was not actually paying attention to what's it called, to clues, and he just was like, oh, this character's always guilty. Merry Christmas, Mido. Mido Christmas, Choco. Mido Cristo. Chocolate. Yeah. And then, of course, I missed my own talk show, my Coffee with Boba, which at first I was super, super disappointed. And I didn't think I was actually sick. I thought that I just had a sore throat from, like, talking too much. But I was sick. Luckily, it was not a very long sickness. My phone-ins were great, thank you. So, I had that advent calendar planned, and I had all of the squares ready for it, and all of the things that we were going to do, and we got all the stuff that we needed for it, and I was excited to do that. And then the night before, I think I was like, I'm just letting you know, like, I feel kind of, like, off a bit. Like, I've got a bit of a sore throat, but I'm hoping that it goes away because I think I've just overused my voice. And then in the morning, I was like, I still have a sore throat. I can come in and do it if you guys want me to. But if you would rather I don't, I was like, I can wear a mask or whatever. And they're like, no, just because it's close to Christmas. And I was like, yeah, I totally understand. Merry Christmas, Wolfie. And so first they were thinking about maybe getting Ravs to do it. But Ravs, I think, also did a lot, so he was, like, trying to take it easy. And then when they said it was going to be Pyrian, I was like, oh, actually, that's great. Because I got to hang out with Pyrian a lot during Jingle Jam, like, just on the couch and everything. And I just really, really like him a lot. And I think it feels so refreshing to talk to someone who's, like, he's not exactly my parents' age, but he is definitely closer to it. And so, like, to talk to him also as someone who did not really... I had my stepdad, but I didn't have my biological dad. And so to talk to a guy who's, like, a really cool dad, and also who obviously, like, really cares about people and stuff, like, it just made me, like, platonically love him so much more. Like, he's just absolutely so wonderful. Like, he's really great. And talking to him, I just was like, man, I feel like talking to him is like healing because he's so nice. I know. I made the joke about being on an airline, and then I think someone was like believed it and was maybe a little bit upset, but no, I was actually sick. Jade, thanks for the 27 months. Talk to Pyrian than Sarah. Sarah's so funny. And then, so I watched the whole thing, and, like, that morning I went in with a mask on and I dropped off some stuff for the advent calendar. And then I went home, and I'm like, when I walked to the office, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sick. Because, like, even just walking there, I felt very fatigued and stuff. And then walking home, and I got home and I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. And then I got in the bath to, like, relax. And while I'm in the bath, I'm, like, on my Google Sheets document for Coffee with Boba. And I'm, like, writing out the rest of the things that we need to do. And then I also had to write a note for every single advent calendar since I wasn't going to be there. So I spent, like, a while doing that and explaining what each task was for Pyrian. And then the whole entire show, I think, was just excellent. Like, I think Pyrian did it so perfectly. And, like, I had other stuff planned, which I wonder if I've got it. I can show it to you. And they didn't get to it, but it was, like, more of the, like, regular format of the show. Because, of course, we usually do, like, is this you, expert in your field, and, like, other things like that. It says my phone can't be reached. No. But anyways, I'll show it to you some other time. But, I had, like, a quiz prepared that was, like, guess the famous bald guy. And, since Jack he usually has a balder head. And then, it was, like, I took, like, a list of, like, 10 famous bald guys, and I photoshopped Jack Manifold's face onto each of them. Which I think I could probably put one... It's an image on here. So one of them was, this. And so that's Jack's face on a famous bald man. Anyone know who it is? Any guessers? Who's that famous bald man? It is indeed Bruce Willis. And then I had, here's a good one. This one was a little bit harder to Photoshop because, this guy's got a red tone to him, and I was doing it extremely last minute. It is indeed the Jamie guy. Who's a good one? Well, this is a good one. You know this guy. Family, 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 family. This one? Who's that guy? We know that guy. We know that one. That could be anybody. It's Larry David. He counts as a bald man, apparently, because he was on the list. Who's that? You know who that guy is? This one's a bit more difficult. Maybe. It's the Bezos. And then, how good is this one? This one is not the greatest. But it's easy to know who he is. It is Pitbull. It's Pitbull. Did I show you this one? Oh, this one's a good Photoshop. Look at that Photoshop. That fits perfectly. That one is a good one. That one melts perfectly. It is Patrick Stewart. But I have one left for you. Might as well do the last one. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Never seen that guy before. This one, I just placed the entire head of the person because, I mean, it is. You know who it is. And then also, so that was one of the things. Oh, there's this one too. You know those guys. I don't need to do that one. And then the other thing I had for them was, so I think this was expert in your field, the bald guys. And then the other one I had was this you. And so I took some of the top clips from Jack's stream and I drew a moment from them. So recently he did a stream where he's done a few streams where he's gotten makeup done. And so this is from one of them. And at some point he stops and he looks at the camera and he's laughing and he's saying, "Stop telling me to slay," because all in the chat they're just spamming slay. There was another one where he had Amaranth on with him. So I did not draw Amaranth in this one, but that was one of his top clips. He had another clip where two of his mods have matching Scott Pilgrim icons. And they were like flirting with each other, and he was like looking at the Discord messages that were in general or something, and he was looking at them on stream talking about it. And so these are their icons, and I drew them and some of the things that they were saying. And then the last one I did was at some point Tommy Innit was with him on his stream, and Tommy Innit goes or Jack goes, "It was Homestuck," and Tommy Innit goes, "What's that?" And Jack Manifold says, "Oh, you don't want to know what Homestuck is." So I drew them as Homestucks. So Tommy Innit now has a Homestuck character. He's welcome. You're welcome, Tommy Innit. My leg is asleep, Mr. Gilgamesh. I'm swapping legs. This freaking guy, dude, look at him. What's that is honestly kind of healing. You've got that fucking right. So those were all my extra things I had for them. In case they wanted to, in case they, like, we weren't sure if, we would reach enough goals for the advent calendar or if they would somehow go through it too fast or anything. So I had those extra things for them. Even. Oh, that's the witch, Mr. Baby. He love he mommy. He love he mommy. Spooky Bike, thanks for the 60 months. Also, did I say Alpega? Alpega, thank you very much for the tier 2 and the 35 months. Look at the mommy. Look at the mommy, Mr. Baby. The baby, the baby. They are very spoiled boys. Gilgamesh does weigh a lot. He's a heavy boy. Brian's a little bit lighter than him. That would a Gilgamesh. He looks slender, good, because he's heavy to pick up. Oh, the big stretching. I'm using my foot to cradle his head. Mr. Chicken. Chicken. You can, if you lay here, and maybe put the booty over here. There we go. You're just laying face down. Put a face down, Mr. Chicken. I've given him the bongos. Mr. Bongo. Mr. Bongo. This is just where he lays, though, when I play the video game. Until Brian comes over and fucks with him. And he was sleeping here the other day while I was playing Marvel Rivals. And then Brian came over and jumped up here. And I was, like, busy playing the game. And so I just kind of was like, okay, you guys figure it out then. And then I looked down, and Gilgamesh had his fucking hands around Brian's throat, and he's just looking at him, like strangling him. Good night, Tilleron. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Mr. Baby. Mr. Baby. Look at that man. They also just let you do whatever to them. They're so desensitized. Look at the mouth. He gross. He nasty. What a good man. What else? The new computer. Something to listen to while clicking in RuneScape. Hello, chatter. What, Tilleron? Tilleron's being cringe because he can't eat more potatoes. What a guy. Really great for the vet visits. Yeah. I think they do pretty well. And like when Andy came over, Gilgamesh just pretty much let him hold on to him. Brian's a bit more skittish, but he doesn't, I think he's less, he doesn't want to be held during the day. Because he's like wanting to run around and stuff. Whereas Gilgamesh, I can pick him up and hold on to him for a while. But Brian, he wants to cuddle mostly at night. Spooky bike. Yeah. The new computer. Okay, so I got a new PC. Where I'll be doing some streams for NVIDIA. To like pay it back. Oh, I'm scrolling. Mark, Merry Christmas, Mark. Hope you're having a good one. We love you. We were talking about how great you were in Bellend. But so the PC shipped and it was supposed to get here the day before yesterday, right? Or something like that. Thank you, Mark. And then DPD rang my flat. I said hello. He said I have a parcel for delivery. I said okay. I pressed the buzzer to open the gate. He just walked up to the stairwell where you're supposed to buzz again. And he just took a picture of the door and said no one was here. Deliveries in the UK are 1,000 times stupider and nonsensical than in the US. Like in the US, I rarely ever had an issue with a package. DPD fucking sucks though. And so I was like, what the fuck? And literally, like, I went down within 5 minutes. So I was like, oh, he must have dropped it off. Let me go down and see that it's there. It was not. So then we were calling them within 10 minutes, and they were like, we'll just have to bring it tomorrow. I'm like, bitch, I think you should have to turn around because you're the one that missed me. And then that same morning, an Amazon guy did it too. And I'd ordered their cat food. And I'd, like, just run out of it, which I was like, oh shit, I got mixed up. I thought they had a bit more, which I had other cat food too. But this stuff is their, like, stuff so that people are less allergic to them. And so the Amazon guy did this, basically the same thing. And was like, can't deliver it. And I was like, literally, I spoke to you on the phone. So I messaged Amazon and I was talking to them and I was like, literally, like, there's no reason why this man should not have delivered it. So they're like, oh, we can send him back out later maybe, but our drivers can only be on the road for 10 hours or something like that. And I was like, fine. So then he showed up at like 10 p.m. or something, rang the flat, I let him in, and then he rang the second thing again, the stairwell, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna ring it, and then you need to push on it and come in, and you can leave it in the stairwell. I've got 2 buzzers, because there's like a buzzer to get into the courtyard area, and then a buzzer to get into the stairwell, which, it is extra, but it's nice for, like, safety, too. But it's also, like, not that, like, it's not that difficult, you know? Like, there should be no reason. Merry Christmas, Sarah. And so he got to the second one, rang it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you in, but you need to push the door to come in. And the door makes a noise that it's unlocking. And so I do that, and he's also on he calls me on my telephone, too. And I'm telling him on both phones I'm telling him. And he says to me, I'm just gonna leave it here because I'm on my phone, on my cell phone also. And I'm like, push the door, and he's like, I'm just gonna leave it here because I have a lot of other parcels to deliver. So I can only be here for so long. I can't be here for a ton, like, many minutes. And I was like, you just push it, like, right now, and you can literally leave it down there. I've added instructions, though. See, the thing is, the courtyard has a key that you can type in. And so, pretty much every other Amazon delivery guy types the key in, comes in, rings the door for the stairs. I answer it, they leave the parcel down there. This guy was like, I don't know how to read. I don't know what that means. And then he was like, the note he left on there said, no instructions for getting in and no one was home. And I was like, first of all, yes. And the guy that was helping me from Amazon's, like, customer service was like, oh, I see you have instructions in here. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'll put on here to call you as well. So, yeah, I think I might go back and complain again, because when he got so frustrated and he was like, I have other stuff to do. And I was like, I'm on both phones with you right now. And all you have to do is push the door to come in. Like, and actually, I'm pretty sure that time he typed in the code for the first door. And then when he got to the second door, he's like, what am I supposed to do now? So I just was like, okay, dude. He's like, I have more deliveries. I have a lot more deliveries to do. I was like, it's 10 p.m. And if you're the same guy, then I don't think your shift is going for much longer. I know he's got, like, so many he has to do per day as well, but also, like, the same thing with DPD. You're making extra work for yourself because you were going too fast and didn't pay attention. You know? So, But anyways, the PC ended up getting delivered. And then I unboxed it. Everything looked great. It's very secure in the box. There's a ton of like packing material. The graphics card was in there. Everything was completely built. And it was all stuffed with packing stuff, anti-static, like plastic, whatever. So I take all of that out. I power the PC on, and I have my 2 monitors plugged into the GPU. And I'm like, nothing's happening on the monitors. Maybe I need to plug them into the motherboard, update the drivers for the graphics card, and then plug them into the graphics card. So I go through all the Windows installation. I do all that. And then I go into NVIDIA and I'm like, update the drivers. And it's like, you don't have a graphics card. And I'm like, yes, I do. So then I look at the graphics card. There's no lights on. The fans aren't on for it. So I'm like, So I look for it in the device manager or whatever. It's not in there. So I go to, like, when I went to go plug the stuff in as well, the display ports were kind of like at an angle to where it was difficult for me to plug it in because the metal of the case was almost in the way. So I was like, let me try reseating the graphics card. So when I unscrewed those, it like moved into place as if it had been like positioned incorrectly, either from shipping or I don't know. And so I took it out completely and I reseated it. It wasn't like at an angle, but it was enough the wrong direction in a way to where however it was placed in there, the HDMIs and the display ports couldn't plug in all the way as well because the metal was in the way. Yeah, I don't think typically shipping the graphics card in the PC is the best way because they're so sensitive. So I reseated it. I got it to where it wasn't being blocked by the case, so it was better. And then turned the PC on again, still no graphics card being recognized, still no lights on it, nothing. So then this graphics card has like an adapter with it. So I think it was, I gave up that day and I was like, okay. So the next morning, I fucked around with the adapter. And so I took the power cable that plugs from the GPU to the PSU out. And I used the adapter with the different cables. And this GPU, the plug that goes into it is so tight that it's like, when I was unplugging it or plugging it in, I was nervous to put too much pressure on the motherboard because the socket is like so tight on it. Which one is it? It's not in the case right now. I can't remember which one it is. I wrote it down. Vertical GPU, the way to go horizontal is rough. Had a 12-pin NVIDIA cable, and she tried the 2 8-pin adapter. Yeah, it's a 4070 Ti. Yeah, 12-pin. And so then I tried the adapter, but the 12-pin thing or whatever is like such a tight fit that it's scary. So when I'm like trying to get it out, I like can't get it out without like putting stress on the motherboard. So I took the GPU out again so I could unplug it and plug it back in, because even when you go to plug it in, it's like, I'm like, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on the motherboard. It is sturdy, which is good, but it's scary. So then I put the adapter in, put that into the PSU, turn the computer on, still no graphics card. So I think Zadarin, thanks for the 57 months. It didn't melt or anything, it was fine. So the next thing I did was, I've got the GPU in this PC. This GPU is broken in that it randomly shuts down sometimes or freezes this PC. And so that's why I was getting a new PC. Because this one, I couldn't figure out what's wrong with it, and it's a 3060. And everything else in it, like, it's potential that the problem is with the GPU in here, or with something else, but I think the GPU. Gilgamesh is dreaming, and his face is moving around a lot, and it's weird. And so I was like, okay, like, I asked other people, and I was like, if I take this GPU out just to make sure that the connection to the motherboard in the other PC is fine, and that the problem is with the GPU and not with the motherboard or anything else. So I took this GPU that is on its last leg, and I put it in the new PC, and I turned it on, and I had the monitors plugged into the display ports, and it was fine. And it came on. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just try to rock this shit one. And I tried the 4070 in the old PC too, and nothing happened. So the 4070 is just bad in some way, either from transit or maybe it's a dud or something, I don't know. So with the bad old GPU that still sort of works, in the new PC, it powered on, everything was fine. And then I was downloading all of the stuff that I needed on the computer, and then I was trying to download something on Firefox, like a program that I needed, and that was going to take an hour. The 4070 has a support to a stand to support it, but it wasn't on. Yeah, and I don't know if that's in the... I think that might be in the case of things that they gave me. But the directions for unboxing it said, just make sure you remove all of the plastic. And that's it. Oh, is it this ugly thing? Is this a support? This thing looks so dumb. My vape pen? And so then I needed to download Synergy, which is a program that lets this PC communicate with my streaming PC, which is an older PC as well, because I've been doing 2PC. And then Synergy was taking too long to download on Firefox, so I was like, maybe I need to restart, because maybe it needs like maybe it needs to update or something. And so I restarted the PC, and I thought, this should be fine, right? It's the old 3060 that works on this computer I'm using right now. This is a streaming computer, and then I've got the 3060 open right now. That just sort of like freezes or shuts down sometimes. And so I was like, okay, like I can manage with all of the new shit in this new PC with the old 3060. And then, so I restarted the computer to make sure that it was updated properly. It didn't need an update or anything. Blue screens. Blue screen after blue screen after blue screen after blue screen. So I was like, okay, maybe it's angry at the broken GPU being in there that doesn't have a problem on the other computer. So I took the GPU out and tried booting with just only the motherboard and the, like, what is it? The default, like, graphics thing. The default GPU or whatever it is that is the integrated one, yeah. Mito, you'll love this story, because Mito, you do all this shit, right? Errors you've never heard before. Every single fucking blue screen error you could ever hear of, ever. And so I took the GPU out, because I was like, maybe it's just pissed off that this is in here. And so I took the GPU out, and it still won't boot, and it is still blue screening. Sandown, thanks for the tier 3 and the 43 months. Hello, Limewood. NC Helix, thank you. Merry Christmas. Yes, so then I was like, okay, well, it's blue screening, but if I didn't even have anything important on the PC at all, I'll just reset Windows, start fresh again, and I've got a USB from the company that has Windows on it, so I can reinstall Windows. I've been trying to do that, and I got to, like, I have to do, like, some fucking, like, puzzle to get to the correct menus of the blue screen to even try to get it to go to, like, boot from USB. I have to, like, it's like this obscure, like, you know that game that they play on the internet, that browser game, the Impossible Quiz or whatever, where it's like, click on this thing, which you only know because you didn't click on it last time. So it's that. And so I'm like, okay, if I press this at this moment, because the other thing that it's doing also is I boot it, and the PC turns on, but nothing happens on the monitors, and the mouse and the keyboard don't power on. So then I have to turn it off and turn it back on again. And then sometimes I'll go to the BIOS, to the BIOS menu, to the boot menu. And so when I'm in there, then I'm like, okay, load from the USB, and then it says okay, and then it just everything except the PC itself turns off. So the keyboard, the mouse, the monitors, nothing is happening. So then I have to start over again. And then sometimes I get to the blue screen where it says, do you want to start over with Windows? Would you like to do it through network or through USB? So I say USB. And then it got all the way to the point where it was like, what language do you want? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And I said, I did all this stuff, walked out of the room for a minute, came back, the PC was off again. Windows was not installed. And so it just will not do it. And so I'm going to try tomorrow probably to troubleshoot again and see if I can get to that blue menu again and ask it to do Windows through the network instead of through the USB or something. But I don't know what's wrong with it. And I feel kind of like, and maybe you can back me up for this, because I feel kind of like embarrassed and shitty because I tried fixing the GPU and it sounded okay. And then now that I tried the old GPU in it and it's fucked. And now it's blue screening and I'm like, did I just break everything? Because I think the GPU obviously had something wrong with it already that it came with. But I'm like, man, like, if I call them and I ask them for help, should I just not tell them what I did? Because they're gonna be like, you fucking broke it. Because first of all, I'm a woman, so I probably don't know what I'm doing, right? Which won't be their fault if they have that preconceived notion or what. But I don't know. I get paid a living wage in downtown Chicago to do this. It's difficult, and I have my whole ass college degree for it. It just seems like unstable RAM, maybe so. Well, I don't know, because it's like, I know RAM can die like pretty easily because I had that issue in my last PC, and it was like doing that thing. But that PC, when it had the bad RAM, it would like boot for a second, the fans would get going, and then it would turn off again. Yeah, maybe I'll just tell them, it's not working. But I took the GPU out of it because I was anticipating, oh, I'm just gonna have to... They'll send me a new GPU or something. Maybe it's possible the motherboard got fucked from it too then, I guess. Because... like I said, and I wonder if I can... Which I feel bad because I don't want to, like, talk about the problems that happened with it. Because it is also, like, they sent me a free computer. And I don't want it to be like, we sent you this free computer and you just talked shit about it. But it's like, the GPU, like I said, the way that it was screwed into it, and probably, let me pull it up on here. I think it was weird. So let me grab a picture. Also, like, the 1 million different fucking blue screen errors that were all different. And I don't know if it was like, I don't know like how they put it together, because it's not Nvidia's fault, because I think the person that built it works for a different company. Let me find another picture. Jumpers near the front. I think I'll just try to see if I can. First of all, I'm gonna try to see if I can get the Windows to boot from the USB or something, and see if I can get that going. And then if I can't get that, then I'll see what to do from there. And I'll probably end up calling them, because the graphics card has something wrong with it anyways. But I can show you. So I think this is how it was sent. I didn't even see what they said. It was probably, we're in just chatting, so yeah. So this is how it was sent. And I was like, this is kind of weird, like, it feels like the metal is kind of in the way. And so you can see it in that picture. Like, and this one. And I didn't notice it at the time, so I didn't take a better picture of it. And then this is after I reseeded it. So you can kind of see the difference if I take this and this one. No, that's the wrong one. This and this. You can kind of see how farther up this was than when I reseeded it. And like I said, when I undid these screws right here to reseat it, it like immediately shifted into place. And so when it did that, I was like, that's a little bit suspicious. So that was weird. So this is what it looks like. And this is when it first got here, and I feel like maybe I'm imagining it. Connor, thanks for the 27 months. Merry Christmas. Angus, thank you for the 27 months as well. Merry Christmas. It was shaking around loose in the socket during shipping. See, I don't know. So here's the vape pen and the USB. But, like, if you look at this, I feel like I can't tell if because I took this at an angle, of course, you can see it's at an angle, the photo. But I feel like this also looks like it's at a bit of an angle just from looking at it. But I don't know, like I said, you can see the perspective on these lines right here. So, like, it does, well, I guess it does not follow with the perspective line, because I feel like then it would be a bit straighter. But this does kind of like, I don't know. That could be, also, this is not the same PC, by the way. So the other PC I have the old PC that I bought from a friend. Their brother put this one together that's got the fucked GPU in it. But when I went to fix it before, this is what it looks like in the back of it. Someone did not cook here. And so then when I had to take this GPU out, to get into the PSU area to unplug it from the PSU, I had to take the PSU out because I couldn't get to it because of all these wires. So I had to unscrew it from this side to be able to take it out. This is the graphics card. This is the GPU where it gets screwed in here. And I feel like kind of like these had a lot of stress put on them as well. Because you can kind of see, is that normal? Okay. But I'm just saying, like, this is like, this makes me think that it got seated in there extremely, like, tight. Because if there was enough stress on it to bend them, then I think it was very tight. And so I think if it was in there really tight and then came here like this, and then they do say that they test them, so I'm thinking it must be DPD. Because when it got here, like I said, it was packaged really well. But the parcel itself, I noticed that also one of the handles was ripped on it. Which that could have just been, it had like a few different places where the handles were, but I don't know if at some time or whatever. But also DPD is also just terrible. So I don't think it was the installation. I think DPD fucked it. And then I don't know if when they did that, if it like fucked up the GPU and the motherboard or what. Was there packing inside to stop the GPU moving about? Yes, there was a ton. And it was like, it was really packed in there. There was stuff packed down into here. There was a lot of like bubble stuff. And I wonder because, so my broken GPU that freezes and shuts down sometimes, when I put it in the slot that this new PC has, it did turn on and power on and everything. So I don't know if the slot on the motherboard was actually damaged. Or if it's the GPU. Or if it's the motherboard. Because I tested the GPU. I tested this GPU in this PC that is on right now. And the GPU did not work in this PC. And I also did test the other slot on the motherboard itself, because there's a second one down here, and it did not power on in that slot. What CPU? It is... I've got... Is this it? The motherboard is the B650 plus Wi-Fi. Asus Tough Gaming motherboard is the motherboard. I think it must be the GPU in some way, but now I do not know what has gone wrong where now it's in some sort of continuous blue screen cycle after having a GPU in it powering on and working okay. You know what I mean? Damage the motherboard? Potentially, I guess. And then I wonder, why did it power on okay at first when I just was using the display ports in the motherboard with this GPU in there? And then why did it work okay when I had my old GPU that is slightly broken in there until I restarted it. Power issue. Hardware tinkering spikes my anxiety. I know. I get nervous, but I built my other PC back in Florida from scratch. And so I know to an extent kind of what to do. Does the integrated GPU work? It was working when I was first using it. And then I switched the old GPU that's slightly broken into the PC. And it was using that. And then when I took it out because of the blue screen, and I was only running from the integrated GPU, then it was blue. It just continuously blue screens. Yeah. I will call them and see. But it's just kind of frustrating. And also, like, I have a lot of anxiety with this stuff too, because I'm like, I feel like, but I know that it's not my fault. Reseat the RAM. I could do that. It wasn't working out of the box. That's true. I'll try tomorrow. I mean, like someone said, at this point, I can bill them for all the fucking troubleshooting that I've had to do too. Which I can't, but I mean, like, because, like, I've done a fuck ton of work on it, which I'm proud of, knowing how to do all this stuff. And also, Bob and Tileron and Uncle Disco and Ref and Loboto and Tony and Andy have all helped too. And Lauren. But, like, at least I know enough from when I built my other PC to, like, know how to do stuff. Could be RAM. I mean, I can try it tomorrow. GPU was damaged, they wouldn't believe me, told me to send the whole thing back. Yeah. I'll try the 1 stick of RAM thing tomorrow. And I'll try seeing if I can just get it to boot and reinstall Windows or what. Yeah, there's like a million different things that could be wrong with it, honestly. Lynx, thanks for the 13 months. I know Tileron's screaming internally because there's so many... Tileron, go to bed with your fucking potato belly, dude. I know there's so many different things that could possibly be wrong with it, so then it's difficult to, like, try to figure out. Oh, or are you waiting for someone to do something weird in the chat? Go back to sleep, Mizza, baby. But, I already did, I see. Yeah, so... I'm so grateful that NVIDIA have sent me a PC, but I do think DPD, which, like, I don't know if the guy was angry. I don't know if it was the same guy from the day before that was like, this stupid bitch, I carried it across the courtyard to the door. The LED on the card was never on. Would it do that if it was the RAM? I guess that's true, because it was powering on fine with the integrated graphics card, with the integrated GPU and the motherboard. So then I don't know if it would still do that. Because the logo on the GPU itself was never on, the fans never powered on, and it didn't work in the old PC either. So, I don't know. Yeah, it could be a million different things is the problem. So... Okay. What the fuck? Alright. The last thing that I wanted to say was... I think I said this on a stream too. Or someone else's stream, maybe. I watched my stupid, shitty, horrible reality romance shows. And I watched one called The Ultimatum, which is really fucking stupid. And it's got people who, like, issue their partner an ultimatum where they're like, if we don't get married, I'm leaving. Loboto, thanks for the 64 months. So then they go on this TV show. Come on, Tileron, you'll like this one. They go on this TV show and they all become single, and then they choose a different partner from someone else's partner. And then they have a trial marriage with that person where they live with them. Oh, thank you, YWD John. Gilgamesh. It's flopping. So they have a trial marriage where they live with a different person's partner, and then they see like if the grass is greener or whatever. And so there's 3 seasons of it, and on some of the older seasons, like they will like get with each other. Like the lesbian one, I'm pretty sure they were fucking on it. And then in some of the seasons, they're like, I'm not gonna disrespect my partner like that. Thank you, Zara, for the Prime and the 17 months. Hello, Makud. See you, Stu. Have a good one. Brian's licking his legs or whatever. Scott, thank you for the bits. But, so on this one, it seemed like pretty much everybody was like, I'm not going to have sex with the other people. No, I've watched that one too, Fov. They're like, I'm not going to have sex with other people. I'm not going to kiss them or cross any boundaries of my previous partner, blah, blah, blah. But on this one, there was like one couple that got together that was like, it was pretty obvious that they were fucking, and they were like the only ones doing it as well. And so there was a girl, Sandy, and she's 27. She has a lot of plastic surgery though. And then her partner, Nick, who's older than her, has shitty tattoos and is an artist. And so they were together, and he's like, I don't know how much older, I think in his 30s, not too much. And he was like, I think maybe she issued the ultimatum? I can't remember. Or he did, where they were like, I want to get married. He saw my self-insert. No, he was stupid. And so she, like, partnered up with this big athletic dude named JR, who also had a lot of tattoos as well. And then Nick, her previous partner, partnered up with some nerdy girl. And so the thing is they live in these apartments with the new person, and they do that for a few weeks. And then after they do that, they live with their previous partner for 3 weeks. Again, or something like that, right? So on this season, Cartmad, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. On this season, two of the original couples left, and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, right? And so Nick, the older guy, was like, his person that he got partnered with, she left, which now it turns out that he's a fucking wackadoodle alcoholic who actually acted terrifying, and so that's why the woman left. And then his apartment was apparently like directly below his girlfriend and her new partner's apartment. So he was calling her all the time, messaging her all the time, bothering her when they're supposed to kind of have no contact because they're technically broken up. Mito Choco, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, and Valorant gifted some, and Smashy, thanks for the 56 months. Hope you're doing well, Smashy. Sandown, thank you for the bits. Did they bang extra loud? I don't know. She did really like her previous partner, Nick. But they were like saying comments to each other. They're like, we're both Scorpios. I've never fucked another Scorpio. And so it was like pretty obvious they were fucking. And also, there's cameras at all times. And like they were kissing and stuff. And they told them, we only kissed twice or something, which their previous partners were like, what the fuck? No one else kissed anyone else on this show. But this is not the fucking crazy shit that I'm about to tell you, right? So that's just the stupid setup and premise or whatever. I watch this while I'm multitasking. Aria, thank you for the 29 months. Merry Christmas. So while I was drawing everyone's little guys, I was watching this show because I was like, you know what? I don't need to pay attention to this, right? Multicolor Roses, thank you so much. Happy holidays. Laboto, thank you for gifting to Magic Mushrooms. You don't have to watch it, you know? Yeah, but it's stupid. And so I'm just like, you know what? I just put it on. I don't really pay attention to it unless something wackadoodle happens, right? So then there's the new partner, JR. The old partner, Nick, is extremely jealous of him, of course. And he's like talking about him or whatever. And at some point before they switched partners, they all do these like parties together where they like all date each other and figure out who they want to choose. Sinvicta, Merry Christmas. And so JR, the new mega hot like athletic partner guy, has a tattoo on his hands so that when he lines them up, he's got Latin right here that says, it's like, oh fuck, which Latin phrase is it? It's some Latin phrase. It's not carpe diem. It's like, I don't remember what it is. It's some typical shit, right? And so, and it's like a very, like, it's not Vinny, no. It's something, but it's like some fucking saying or something, and then he put it into Latin. And so, at one point in the season, he showed everybody and he's like talking about his tattoos or whatever, and he's like, this means this to me, like, you know, blah blah blah. And it's something very like ego centered sort of. So everyone sees this tattoo. It's in like stereotypical script where it's got like the fucking like, what is it, serif kind of thing where it's got the bits coming off of the letters. So during the show, everyone's separated, and Nick, the old partner, goes to... You are fucking not gonna believe this. Goes to a tattoo salon. Goes to a tattoo artist. The old partner that's jealous of the new partner. Goes to a tattoo salon, and you watch him getting the tattoo, and you watch him... As he's finished getting the tattoo, he looks at it in the mirror and it's on his forearm. And he looks at the camera. And he goes, he's laughing. And he goes, oh my gosh, dude, you did the wrong one. And the tattoo artist is like, don't say that to me. What do you mean? And the guy's like, you did the wrong one, but you know what? It's kind of funny anyways. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. I'm just gonna keep it that way. It was meant to be or whatever. So he got the exact same fucking Latin phrase, same font and everything, as the new partner that he's jealous of, got the same tattoo as the guy, that the guy explained why it was special to him and everything. I know! And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And I waited for anyone else to mention it and be like, hey, like, that's insane. Like, that's insane that you did, like, that's insane that you did that. That's kind of fucking absolutely insane that you did that. And so his explanation was that he said, I wanted it to say love conquers all, but in Latin, but I guess I showed him the wrong thing. I think that he got it on purpose. Here's my theories. I think he either, one, got it on purpose, but then got embarrassed and came up with a story and said it was an accident. Or that he showed the guy, the other guy's tattoo because he had a picture of it and was like, I want something similar to this, but then confused the tattoo artist and the tattoo artist thought he wanted the exact same thing. However... And I saw people talk about it in the Reddit. the tattoo stencil, so when they do a tattoo, they put a stencil on with this stuff that is like, you can wipe it off, but it's so that they know where to put it. And so the stencil, you can see when they show it, he looks at the stencil or something, and you can see that when he shows the finished tattoo, there's the tattoo in a line, and then underneath it is a different stencil, because obviously he looked at it potentially and wanted to move it, and so it got moved to a different spot a little bit to line up better, which it's possible the tattoo artist was like, oh, I'm just gonna move this real quick, I don't like where it is. But also, they always ask you, take a look in the mirror at that stencil and let me know. I've never been to a tattoo artist where they were like, they just did not show you the stencil. Because usually, they put the stencil on, you look at it, you say, yeah, it looks great. Because then also, if they don't like it, it's not the tattoo artist's fault because you looked at it and approved it. And also, they usually set everything up while you're checking out the stencil and while the stencil is drawing. And so I don't know how this guy managed it, but also apparently right after the show, he checked into rehab because he had really bad drinking problems. So I'm not sure if it was from him being absolutely plastered and either not fully checking the stencil, or him being absolutely fucking plastered and showing the guy the wrong thing that he wanted, or being absolutely plastered and being like, I'm gonna get the same tattoo that this guy has because my girlfriend likes him better than me or something. I don't know. Or there's so many different things. And I also considered that maybe the show was like, I don't know why they would specifically pay him to do that, because first of all, it's permanent. But like, and no one mentioned it except for at like the reunion thing where they all get back together with their original partner and they sit around a table. You do bleed more if you're drunk, and usually they don't advise it, but also like for some tattoo artists, if the shop minimum is $200 and you want to come in and just get a phrase and you're drunk, then it's kind of like, okay, it's $200 and I probably will never see this person again, so kind of whatever. Not every tattoo artist is like that, but like, I don't know. So then at the reunion, I think finally the guy that originally had the tattoo was like, it's kind of crazy that you got the same tattoo as me. And then no one, like, it was not acknowledged and no one said anything. And when I first saw it happen, and like I saw him get back together with his girlfriend, I was like, did she not notice? And did he not say anything? Because I would have been like, hey, that's insane, and I'm literally breaking up with you right now. Like, that's insane. And that no one else made a big deal out of it. So I posted on the Reddit, and I was like, I cannot fucking get over the fact that this guy got his ex-girlfriend's new reality TV show side pieces tattooed permanently on his body. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, I read the Reddit and I read like for each episode I go on there and I see like what everyone is saying. So I'm like, ooh, what did they say about this? Drama. But I don't know. I think that guy had a lot of stuff going on with him. And so maybe everyone was like, don't want to poke the hornet's nest or whatever, but I think I also watch these things because I'm like, I know it's scripted to an extent, but I'm also like, are people this stupid? And also that one show where it's like the one where they're on a retreat and it's like, if one of you has sex, you lose money from the pot. And like a lot of that is scripted, but also like what possesses you to go on a show like that? I would not do that. I don't want like I think hooking up with people is fine. Like have all the random sex you want to as long as it's like you use protection and you're safe and all of that. Like who cares? But also like wackadoodle. Wackadoodle. Because there was that one that I was watching with Francesca or whatever, and she's just like on every single Netflix reality show that they can get her on. Look at Brian. What's he doing? Silly man. And she was like boasting about being bisexual. She's like, which spoiler trigger, this is disgusting what I'm about to say. And she was like showing off to the guys, and she's like, yeah, one time I was having sex with this girl and I was so into it, but she had a tampon in, so I pulled it out with my teeth because I was just so like horny or whatever. And I was like, you are the worst person. I first of all, I feel like that was a lie because she's like, I want to impress men by being bisexual. And what's the most extreme like thing I could say? I have no fucking idea. I just was like, I watch these shows and I'm like, these people are wild. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't wild? Alright, we're doing a quiz before we go. Decorate your house for Christmas. Can I control shift T? It's not my fault that the shows exist and the people on them exist. It is my fault for watching them, though. Boba, thank you for the 500 bits. And Byteboard, thank you for the 300 bits. And Kay, really, thanks for gifting a sub. Much. Hello, Sunny. Okay, if I do this. Let's do one Christmas quiz or two that also are the wrong date, but whatever. Decorate your house for Christmas. And we'll predict how 2024 is going to be for you. Christmas aesthetic. None of these. This is all like... maybe this country one? Cannot zoom any. Can't zoom any. Unless... want this? 3 of them are literally the same picture. I know. This is the only one that I can see is okay. But these are all like... this is someone, you go over to their house. They're like, hey, do you want to come to my house for Christmas? They're like, oh yeah, like that would be okay. And you go. And the mom is blonde. All 3 daughters are blonde. The dad is like sat on the couch and not paying attention to anyone. And then the mom lets the dog lick her in the mouth and kiss her. And that's what these 3 houses are. That's what those are. So no, I'm not having make out with mom dog. Like a Christmas tree. Why? This one looks gross. It looks too like goopy or something. It looks like it's got some kind of wrong with it. Or like, it does look like the moldy, like, that moldy tofu stuff. This one, not good. Don't like it. Or are these all AI? It's possible. Getty. Don't like it. I don't like how it's too structured. That's not a tree. I like this one the best. And this one is too, like, ominous. This one turns into a creature at night. Pick some lights. Okay. Not the COVID-19. Not the COVID-19 lights. I think I like the old style ones. You know, the old school ones. I think I like either of these. And this, I don't like these either. Is this also some fucking kind of like midichlorian? Mitosis? This is some kind of cell shit. I like this one. Classic. Classic. What are you talking about? I don't know. Choose some stockings. This one's gross. I hate that. Don't like that at all. Those are pretty good. These ones, no, because I feel them with my hands and I know they're not good. They're not good consistency. These also. The fucking Santa's been wearing a couple of these because they've got his fucking fake tan on them. See that? These are fine. This one's got the fake tan in the leg. And this one, he forgot to take the boot off, dude. Pennington, Merry Christmas. It's been a ride so far. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Sonny. I think this one is the best. Donna Spearman, you nailed it. A nice wreath. This one's too sharp and pokey. How am I supposed to hang that on the door if I can't even pick it up because it will stab me? This one's alright. This one's got too much shit on it. This one does not got enough shit on it. So we're gonna say this one. Baubles. I have a trauma from baubles because when I was younger, I'm gonna say this, right? When I was younger, baubles were made of glass, dude, or porcelain or some shit. And so when I was at my great-grandparents and I would always help them decorate the tree, and one year I dropped a bauble and it shattered, and that is like the sharpest fucking material known to man, and I got cut all on my hands. So I only, if it's a plastic one, I'm okay with it. But like this, that'd be looking like it's gonna cut me. That looks like it's gonna cut me. This one, I don't like it. These, I can believe those are plastic. It's like the material of these is so thin and so sharp, it's like razor. A standout ornament. Ominous? Love that guy. I hate music. Just the note thing. Nutcracker? Did I ever tell you that for a couple of years, my younger brother, who is autistic as well, his special interest was nutcrackers. And so we'd have to buy them at all times of the year for him. And it's so difficult to find a fucking nutcracker. 56 times? Well, some people didn't know. How do you find a nutcracker in June? You don't. I'll take this gnome. Time for some presents. Boring. Make out with your dog. Wrapping. I don't like these fucking berries on it. This looks like How to Train Your Dragon. This is a good one, though. This is a good one. Christmas? You love nutcrackers, you get one for Christmas every year. That's great. I say one. It's gonna be a fun, chill year, but that was 2024. Actually, this was a bad prediction. This was a not great year for old Boba. So, BuzzFeed, you're wrong. A zen and enjoyable for you. You'll most likely be seen at pool parties, outings with your friends, or reveling in the things you like to do best. BuzzFeed, you did not say cataclysmic event would happen. BuzzFeed. Look at his hand. I love having... What is that? An orange skin? Plan a perfect Christmas party, and we'll tell you what you should change your profession to in 2023. All right. Here's what I should have done last year. What time do you want your guests to arrive? 6 p.m. 9 p.m. At my old age? At my fucking old age, I'm about to fucking honkshoe me, dude. These two, I'm about to put on my fucking little cap with the dingle at the end, my slippers, and my moo, and I'm gonna have my candle on my stick holder. You will not fucking catch me. 6 p.m. I feel like is an acceptable time because I would do it at 4:30 p.m., but also then I would be anxious the entire morning where I'm like 4:30 is really close to the morning. 6 p.m. is a little bit farther away, and I feel like everybody is like 6 p.m. 6 p.m. How many guests have you invited? Oh. Incorrect. Way too many. Okay. This probably is a bit better. So it's actually a party. But 3 is good. Colleagues? 15 of them. Colleagues? Colleagues, buddies, closest friends. I think 6 to 8 is an okay one. In my flat, though, I feel like only 3 people would fit. So, yeah, I have to say this one. How are you decorating your place? This is too dangerous with random people coming over. Christmas trees everywhere. That's stupid. Why would I have more than one? Fairy lights, sort of. Gingerbread houses. That is food and health safety. I'm not leaving this to the open air. Was Christmas nice? It was great. I did not have any Gregs, though. I'm gonna say fairy lights. What accessory does everyone have to wear? Me forcing someone to show up at my house wearing a costume. Bauble earrings? No. Christmas tree glasses? No. Santa hat? Acceptable. Reindeer ears? I would rather go with this. What drinks? Eggnog? No, disgusting. Champagne? I don't really drink. Soda? Everyone likes soda. Hot chocolate? It's Christmas. We're doing Christmas. Glass shard earrings. Christmas drink. What are you serving for starters? Chips? Fries? Uh-oh. I'm malfunctioning? Am I functioning? I've been in the UK too long? I don't know what this means. They've got them... This is wrong. Fuck off, cucumber-ass sandwiches. Disgusting also. I don't like cucumber, and I think if you hand me bread and it's just got cucumber and whatever the fuck the white cream is, go away. If you show up to someone's house and they're like, here's my fucking starter, it's peanuts. How old are you? Buffalo Wild Wings? Lauren, I said that peanuts are free at bars in America, and people said, no, they're not. I said they put the bowl of peanuts out and people can just help themselves. And people are like, that's not true. And I was like, where have I been going then? Everyone loves chips. Everyone's saying no, but that's how it works in America. Look, the Americans are agreeing with me. Games, musical chairs in my fucking 2 square feet? No. Monopoly? I don't even know how that game works still. Uno? I don't know. Whatever this is, I don't even know if that's acceptable to say. We're going Uno. Because I'm about to scream at you. What kind of music is playing? Christmas, hip-hop, pop, or Bollywood? Oh, that would slap, though. I'm pumping Megan Thee Stallion on Christmas. Main course, pizza, burger, fried rice, or pie. Pizza. We gotta go pizza. That's the most acceptable, easiest to please everyone, right? Some people will be like, I like my burger medium. Fried rice, though, also good. What's for dessert? Chocolate cake, plum cake. I don't even think I've ever heard of plum cake. Red velvet cupcakes or brownies? We're going brownies, dog. Brownies. No Christmas cookies. I should be an interior designer. And I should only be at 240p. The kind of person who can walk into a room and notice everything you would change and make it better. I think that's called being an asshole. It's not because you like to nitpick. Oh, you just know it looks good. Oh, it's still being an asshole. Therefore, you would make a wonderful interior designer. I don't know about that. Everyone has an autism Christmas food that matches their personality. Favorite Christmas movie? Autism Christmas. Autism Christmas food. Autism Christmas food. The Grinch, Elf, Love Actually, or Home Alone. It's gotta be... Oh, it's gotta be the Grinch, dude. Which gifts do you prefer to receive at Christmas? Bitch. What do you mean? One very expensive thing, potentially expensive, something, I don't know, a record player. I got Spotify. I could get this, resell it. No one's gonna know what makeup I like. Which of these is the ultimate Christmas Day activity? Swimming in the pool all day long, eating a lot of food, backyard cricket with, like, the fucking get out my way guy. Literally the get out my way guy. This appeals to me. But this, I think. I like eating food. Hello, chainsaw. Which of these holiday tunes will be on repeat in your home? All I Want for Christmas, Santa Tell Me, Mistletoe, Last Christmas. These are all terrible options. Christmas themed drink. I've seen this before. Eggnog punch hot chocolate. I always go hot chocolate. Favorite Christmas tradition. Decorating the tree. Organizing Kris Kringle with your friends. Christmas lights. Lunch, dude. Food. I want to eat. I want to eat, dude. Who's your favorite person to see on Christmas? Me when I see my grandparents. Me dies on Christmas. Goes to heaven. Friends. A trifle. My autism food. That doesn't seem very autism friendly though, because it does have very many different textures, and sometimes you get a blueberry that's a bit too squishy or a bit too hard. Not very autistic friendly. You have a sassy side, and you always feel like you get the least amount of presents. It's gotta be someone though, right? My quiz just told me I am grateful. Was I misreading? I don't know what you mean. Is there a BuzzFeed autism BuzzFeed autism quiz? This might be bad though. I don't know how edited these are. There's not. How BuzzFeed's autism test raises awareness. It says, do you like train? It's me, I'm BuzzFeed. How do you love your train? What style train do you like? Train? Alright. Mr. Gilgamesh is in a box in the hallway. And I'm very hungry and I need to make my dinner. So I will send you all away for now. Let me see who's live. Thank you very much for joining me on Christmas. I hope you had a nice Christmas with me. For a little bit. I'm having potatoes, Brussels sprouts, chicken, Yorkshire puddings, gravy, stuffing. It's all very easy to make. Pigs in blankets as well. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. Thank you, Gilgamesh O'Brien. Chickens? The chickens? Mr. Brian woke up for a little bit and then he went right back to sleep. And Mr. Gilgamesh is making biscuits in a box in the hallway. Mr. Baby! What are you doing? He's looking at Gilgamesh. Or Brian, I mean. Thank you very much. Thank you so much also for all of the subs today as well. And the Valorants, I guess. I will be back tomorrow, but since I am probably going to attempt to troubleshoot a little bit more on the PC tomorrow, I might be extremely frustrated. So I am not going to do my own stream tomorrow, but I will be on Justin's channel at 10 p.m. EST, and we're gonna do Nuclear Nightmare. I organized this. It will be me, Ped, HC Justin, Black Blag, Chris P, Who Like Charlotte, Ricky Peacock, and Jamalki. So 8 full people to escape the nuclear nightmare in the fucking Arctic. So that will be 10 p.m. EST tomorrow, and I'll add that to my schedule thing if I don't have it already in the Discord. And then so feel free to check out any of their channels for that tomorrow, because I am probably... After I've done the troubleshooting for the PCs, I've been screaming. 10 p.m. GMT is what I meant. GMT. GMT. Because it'll be 5 p.m. Is it EST for them right now? 5 p.m. New York time. Next is scissors. Lesbians? Oh, is it on sale right now too? Okay, it's EST. Yeah, 5 p.m. EST and then 10 p.m. UK time. Alright, let me see who's streaming. There's actually a decent amount of people streaming on Christmas. Streaming on Christmas? How about I'll send you to Justin, and then you can just stay there until tomorrow night at 10 p.m. GMT. Hey, Gilgamesh, what are you doing, Mr. Baby? Alright, we'll raid Justin. And then just stay there tomorrow. Tilleron, it's fucking Christmas. Why you gotta be a grump? Tilleron's the heat miser. He is. Justin's doing a cooking stream thing. He's cooking something. He's doing a subathon right now. Subs are being matched by Valorant. He also has Taco and Boba the cat on screen. Amazing. Really good content. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate all of you. You are wonderful. Thank you for making my year wonderful. Thanks for doing Christmas with me. Love you lots, everybody. Son of a bitch.